Hello fellow crocheters, welcome back to my channel. I actually have exciting news because I just started my Etsy account where I will begin to sell all of my written patterns just like this one. So please go check it out. It'll be linked in the description box below and it'll be super helpful if you could please go check it out. I'll be making a small in this pattern, but you can find more directions for more sizes in the written pattern. For this project, you will also need any category 4 yarn. I'm using the Pound of Love yarn. You will also need a 5.5 and a 4.5 millimeter hook, a tapestry needle, needle and thread, and also 4 1-inch buttons. So that's all the supplies you'll be needing, so let's get started. Alrighty guys, so to get started on this pattern, I'm using my 5.5 millimeter hook, and I will quickly go ahead and do a slip knot to begin this pattern. Just like that. And then now I'm going to do a chain of 54. So just yarn over, pull through, just like this. And I'm just going to do 54 chains really quickly, and then I will meet you back shortly. Alrighty guys, so I just finished my chain of 54, and then now we're going to begin doing a foundation row of single crochets. So starting into the second chain from our hook, we're just going to insert and then just do a single crochet to start everything off. Then I'll put one single crochet into every single stitch all the way down my row. I'm just going to do a few more for you guys here. Those are our single crochets, and once again I'm going to go all the way down my chain, and then I will meet you back once I have reached the end. Alrighty guys, so I'm back here and I just did my row of single crochets, as you can see. Now to start our next row, we're just going to chain up of one, turn your work all the way around, and then now starting into this first stitch or skipping this first chain, we're going to begin doing more rows of single crochets. And that's how you will begin every single row. I will do a total of 86 rows of these single crochets, and then that'll be the completed back panel, which is really simple, I know. But yeah, I'm going to do 86 rows of single crochets, and then I will meet you back once I have finished everything up. So I'll see you guys shortly. Alrighty guys, so I am back here with my back panel, and as you can see, I did a total of 86 rows going all the way down here of these single crochets. And that is our completed back panel, and then now all we have to do is just begin doing our front panel. So yeah, let's get started on that. So to begin our front panel, I'm just going to go ahead and insert my hook into the very top corner. Then I'll yarn over to secure, just like that. And then I'll chain up of one. Now we are going to do 12 single crochets going across our row, and we're just going to stop at 12. So into this very first stitch, I'm just going to insert my hook and then do a single crochet, just like that. There we go. Then I'm going to do 12, and then I'll meet you back once I have finished that. So I just finished up doing my 12 stitches going across here. Now to begin every single row, you just want to do a chain up of one, turn your work all the way around, and then now you're just going to go all the way down your stitches once again. So starting into this very first stitch, I'm just going to go all the way down my row doing these single crochets. So yeah, I'll just finish up here, I'll go all the way down, and then I'll meet you back up. So I'm back here, and I actually ended up going all the way down and then coming all the way back up my row. All you have to do is just chain one and then just go all the way back down, because into this very last stitch we're going to be doing an increase, or we're going to be putting 2 single crochets into this very last stitch. So that's 1 and then 2. And what this is going to do, it'll form our V-neck, so it's going to make this edge go up just like that, which is exactly what we want. I'll just go ahead, chain up of one, and then as always, I'll just go all the way back down my row, come all the way back up, and then I'm going to show you how to do that increase one more time. Alrighty guys, so I'm back here. I ended up doing 2 more rows. I went all the way down and then all the way back up. And just like last time, I have 1 stitch remaining, and into this last stitch, I will go ahead and put 2 single crochets. Just like that. And now to continue your pattern, all you want to do is do an increase at the end of every other row. So you should just be doing an increase at the very end of one side over here, while this side should be staying a straight edge just like this. And then you're going to continue doing that until you have 30 rows in total. So I have already completed 6 rows and I need to do 30 rows in total. So yeah, I'll just finish that up and then I will meet you back once I have completed that work. Alrighty guys, so I am back here and I just completed doing my 30 rows. I did an increase on one side, so the V-neck is looking really nice so far. Now we're going to just stop doing the increases and just continue doing rows of regular single crochets until we have done 56 more rows. So this part should just be extending, going all the way down. And then we will just cut and tie off, and that'll be the completed half of our front panel, and then we'll just do the same on the other side. But yeah, I'll just stop doing increases and then I'll do 56 more rows and that will be a total of 86 rows from the top all the way down here. And then I will meet you back once I have finished all of that up. Alrighty guys, so I just finished up my half of my front panel at least, and I cut and tied at the end here. This is my 56 rows coming all the way down, and this is my 30 rows all the way up here, so that we should have a total of 86. Now what we're going to do is that we will seam in the edge and then make our little armhole. So what I'm going to do is that I will insert my hook in the bottom corner, and then I will seam using single crochets or slip stitches coming all the way up here. And then I'm going to leave a 6-inch gap for our armhole. So I'm going to stop seaming about right here. And then after I have finished all that up, you can turn your work inside out so that the seam will be on the inside. And then we need to repeat this same exact process for the other side of our panel, which I've already completed. So this is what I mean by repeating the same process on this side. As you can see, I just inserted my hook into the corner, then I just completed doing the front panel just as we did on this side over here. So I'm just going to go ahead, seam up the edges on this side, and then I will meet you back to show you how to start on our sleeve. So I'll see you shortly. Alrighty guys, so I am back here and I just finished seaming up the side of my panel, leaving a 6-inch gap for our armhole. And I also turned my work inside out, so this is the seam and then this is it inside out, just like that. And then now we're going to start on making the sleeve. So over here I have my hook and I'll just go ahead and insert it into the very bottom right here. And I'll just slip stitch to secure. And then chain up of 1 to start each row. So now we're going to start doing our foundation row for a sleeve. And to do this foundation row, it doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to have an exact number of stitches. You just have to make sure you have an even number going all the way around. It should be around about 40 something stitches, a little bit over 40. So just starting into this first stitch, I'll just insert my hook and do a single crochet. And I'm just going to go into each of these little holes and I will do single crochets going all the way around my work, just as I'm doing right here. Just like that. So I'm going to go all the way around and I'll meet you back once I have finished all of it up. Alrighty guys, so I just made it all the way back here and I did a total of 42 rows. And then now to join each row, all you want to do is just insert your hook into that very first stitch, yarn over, pull through to do a slip stitch, just like that, chain up of 1, and you do want to turn your work all the way around, so you will be turning every single row. Then now to start your new row, you're just going to insert your hook into that first stitch, just as you normally would, and then just continue doing single crochets just like this. So now I'm going to do a total of 32 more rows, and then I'll show you the next steps after that, but I'll just go ahead, do 32 rows, not forgetting to slip stitch to join, chaining 1, and then starting in that first stitch to start every single row. So I will meet you back once I have completed my 32 rows. Alrighty guys, so I am back here with part of my sleeve section. I did a total of 32 rows, and then now we're going to do a decrease row to slim it up a bit. So for this row, we will be doing a decrease every 8th stitch, and it's totally fine if the amount of stitches you have is not perfectly divided by 8. As long as you just do a few decreases evenly, it's gonna work out. So to do these decreases, I already slip stitched and chain 1. All I'm going to do is that I will do 7 single crochets, and then on that 8th stitch, I will do a decrease. So that was 3, 4. So then after you have done 7 single crochets, I'm just going to do a decrease and then pull straight through just like that. And I'm going to do a decrease every 8th stitch going all the way around here. Then I will slip stitch, chain up 1, and then I'll show you the next steps. Alrighty guys, so I am back here and I just finished doing that decrease row, doing a decrease every 8th stitch. And then now I'm just going to do 12 more rows of no decreasing, just regular rows as we did over here. And then we'll do another decrease row. But I'm going to go off camera, do 12 more rows, and then I will meet you back again. Alrighty guys, so I am back here and I just completed doing my 12 rows right over here. Now that is all complete, we can now do another decrease row, which is the same thing as we did previously. We're going to do a decrease every 8th stitch, and I'm going to show you how to do that one more time. So I already slip stitched and chained up 1. So now I'm just going to do 7 single crochets, just like this. And then once you have completed 7 single crochets, you're just now going to do a decrease as you normally would, just like that. And of course, I'm going to do that all the way around my sleeve, and then I'll slip stitch to secure and then chain up 1 to start my next row. And then I will meet you there once I have finished this row. Alrighty guys, so I just finished that row of decreases. Now I'm going to do 14 more rows of no decreases, so just regular rows as we were doing previously before, and then I will meet you back once I have finished those 14 rows. Alrighty guys, so I am back here again. I just completed doing 14 more rows, and then now, just like last time, we're going to do another decrease row, doing 7 single crochets and then a decrease all the way around. And then after I've completed that, I will do 10 more regular rows of single crochets. So I'll just go off camera, I'll do those 11 rows in total, and then I will meet you back once I am all finished. Alrighty guys, so I am back here again. I just finished doing my decrease row, and then I finished doing my 10 extra rows, and then now we're almost done, but now we have to start on the cuff part, which is really easy. For the cuff, I just went ahead and I switched my hook. I went to a 5.5mm hook, and now I'm using a 4.5mm hook to start my cuff. And we will be doing the waistcoat stitch instead of a single crochet, and this is a really easy stitch. So to do this stitch, all you have to do is I already slip stitched, chained up of 1, and instead of going into the very top stitch as you normally would for a single crochet, all we're going to do is that we will insert your hook in between that V, and then we'll do a regular single crochet into there. So inserting your hook into that V and then pulling through, that is the waistcoat stitch. Just as I'm doing like this. And then now I will do an additional of 12 rows of this waistcoat stitch. I will not be doing any kind of decreases. I will just be doing regular rows, and then that will be the end of my cuff. So I'll go off camera, finish my 12 rows of the waistcoat stitch, and then I will meet you back with my sleeve. Alrighty guys, so I am back here with my cuff. This is what it's looking like. All I did was just cut and tie off, and then that is the end of our sleeve portion. So now we're just going to move on to the next step, which is the bottom border. So let's get started on that. Alrighty guys, so now we're going to move on to our bottom border going all the way around here. And I'm using my 4.5mm hook, not my 5.5mm hook for this section. So now just to start this off, I will insert my hook right into the corner, and then I will just slip stitch to secure, and then chain up of 1 to begin every single row. And then to start this off, I will first do a foundation row of single crochets going all the way across my row over here, which is really easy. Just starting into this first stitch, I'll just begin doing my single crochets, just like that. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to go all the way around my border with my single crochets, and then I will meet you back once I have reached the end on this side. Alrighty guys, so I am back here and I just finished doing my foundation row of single crochets going all the way around my border. And I turned and chained up of 1 to start each row. And then now we're going to do the same thing as we did with the cuff. We're going to do 15 rows of that waistcoat stitch one more time. So just to show you how to do that one more time, it's just you go in between the V of your work. So starting in that first stitch, just insert your hook into the V and then just do a single crochet into there. Then now I'm going to again do 15 rows of this waistcoat stitch, and then I will meet you back once I have finished up with all of my border. Alrighty guys, so I am back here with my finished border going all the way across here. And as you can see, all I did was just cut and tie, and that'll be the end of our border. Now we're going to start working on the side of our panel and our collar. So to get started on this border, all I'm going to do is I will switch to my 5.5 millimeter hook, and then I will insert it at the very top of our triangle going all along here. I will slip stitch to secure and then chain up 1. So now what we're going to do is that we will do single crochets going all the way up here, and then once we reach the corner, we're going to do a decrease. So starting in this first stitch, I'll go ahead and do single crochets up the side of our shirt. Alrighty guys, so I have worked all the way up my shirt until I've reached the first corner. And into this first corner, we're going to pull together 3 stitches. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, into the second stitch, pull up a loop, into the third stitch, pull up a loop. You should have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through everything just like that. And then you're just going to continue doing regular single crochets until you have made it all the way back here, and then you reach the second corner, and then I'm going to do a decrease with you guys one more time. So I'll meet you back shortly. Alrighty guys, so I'm back here and I've made it to the second corner of my work, and we're going to do the same thing as we did on this side. We're going to pull together 3 stitches once again. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, into the second stitch, pull up a loop, into the third stitch, pull up a loop. You should have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through everything. And then once again, you're just going to keep on working these single crochets. And then you'll stop working these single crochets all the way until you reach the corner at the end of your work. So you should have started here and then you go all the way around and to the end of your work at the border. So I will meet you back once I have finished all of that up. Alrighty guys, so I am back here and I just made it to the end of my single crochets. So basically I started right here on the V, and then I went all the way here, and then all the way down to the border on just one side. So now to start the next row, it is really simple. You just want to chain up of 1, turn your work all the way around, and then now starting into that first stitch, you're going to continue doing rows of single crochet. Just like that. And then once again, you're going to go all the way up your border. And then you do want to do those same decreases into the corners, pull together 3 stitches on this corner, and then once you reach the next corner, pull together 3 stitches on this corner as well. And then you're going to stop at this point where we started, chain up of 1, and then go all the way back down. And then you're going to do this process until you have 4 rows in total. And then that'll be the end of your border, so just go ahead and cut off. But yeah, I will meet you back once I have finished all of this border, then I'll show you the next steps. Alrighty guys, so I am back here with my border. As you can see, I ended up doing 4 rows in total, and it goes all the way across here and then down to the bottom. So now the last step, a part of our top, is just to attach the buttons. And over here, all I have is these buttons that I got from Michael's today, and all you want to do is just attach the buttons on this side of your panel, spacing them out evenly, and then just sewing them into place using yarn or some thread. So I'm going to go off camera, put these buttons on, and then I will show you the finished product. Alrighty guys, so we're basically all done with the pattern. All you have to do is just weave in all of your ends using a tapestry needle. And I'm also going to do an extra step. So with these buttons, it's very like, you know, holy. So I'm just going to take a tapestry needle and thread and just weave this seam together, because whenever I put it on, this kind of like revealed too much. So I'll just work on that, and that'll be the end of the pattern. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.